Hello, welcome back to Holistic Within. This is part 3 of an introduction to emotions. And I was going through the previous 2 videos and I completely went off topic. I wandered off and I never got the chance, or I never finished talking about the actual path that an emotion does, how it travels to the body and transforms itself into a physical illness, into an actual physical pain, the swelling, a mutation, a tumor or something like that. So before I wander off again, I want to get that out of the way. So an emotion in my mind, in my brain, it's this electromagnetic impulse. It's like a spark, right? And that spark is basically electricity. And that electricity, depending on the type of emotion, it's going to be sent to a certain part of the body. So if, for example, most of the time when we have fear, this electricity, this instruction gets sent to my stomach and my guts, and I feel the fear here, and we feel a biological response immediately, and that's because this spark, this electromagnetic impulse in the mind got sent to the body, so that the body can accomplish the task to overcome the emotion, the actual feeling. So this electric signal gets sent via my bioelectric body. It's if you can picture this wireless system where all these electrons are going up and down and moving, and it's a body that we don't see, but it's a body that we use to send instructions to every part of our bodies, so that they can respond accordingly to what we feel. Anyway, that is the actual electrical process. But then that electrical change, the variation in the body, creates a different charge on the hydrogen, and that changes the pH, or the acidity. And I'm sure you all have heard about the acidic issues in the body, and that's why like the alkaline diet, it has had so much success, because we should always be aware of the pH of the body, how acidic or how alkaline the body is. Anyway, there is great things like good diets and to breathe clean air and things like that, and those things will help our body to have the right levels of pH. But that is just one part of the whole equation. The biggest one, the most important in my opinion, is that electrical instruction that the mind sends to the body. And if that is misaligned, if that is throw off because of an emotion, then the body will respond, and it will become acidic. And once the body has acidity in one part, then that's when illnesses come in. We get an infection, and that infection creates swelling, pain, mutation. So anyway, that is the actual process. I know this is it's like an oversimplified version. If you want to remember or learn a bit more about the actual the atoms and the electrons and how the pH gets changed, you can go back to, I think it's the second video that we made. It's called What is Biomagnetism, I believe, and I explain a little bit more in detail how the actual mechanics of the acidity in the body. Anyway, so that is the basic three levels that affect our life. The emotional part, and then that creates this imbalance in our bioelectric body, and then that changes the acidity of the body, and that creates an infection or a reaction, basically. Anyway, those 3 levels can be helped. The body, well, we all know about pills, medicine to kill a bacteria, to help with pain and things like that. If you want to go a drugless route, if you don't want, biochemicals doing certain reactions in the body, there is a lot of options out there to help the body, the physical body, overcome the problem. If it's pain, infection, swelling, mutation, if it's a tumor. The main one that we use here is the biomagnetic pair, which works wonders. And then we go to this bioelectric system, and then that is where we find the chakras, and we have to deal with that too, because we can fix the body, but then what about the actual electrical system of the body? And if it's still out of balance, we're going to keep perceiving things in a skewed way, and we're not going to be our true selves. And then for that, we use different techniques. One of them is the frequency. We use resonance to realign chakras. We use magnetotherapy to unblock the meridians, and anyway, the third level is the mind, the actual emotion. And for that, to treat the actual emotion, we use hypnosis and EFT, the emotional freedom technique, which works very, very well. And then there is also a way to find the actual belief that it's the producer of that particular emotion. And now to change a belief, it's not as quick. It usually takes a lot more effort from the client's part, but it is doable. And once, okay, so the problem here with the belief is that once a belief is in the subconscious, it controls pretty much everything. And because it can control everything, it creates this army of thoughts just to protect itself. So it is very hard to transcend a belief that it's affecting the outcome of my life. But it is doable. It might take a few months, and once you start to change the actual belief and you start to create the belief that you want, everything changes. And it's just this unstoppable train, where everything in your life starts to add up, and everything gets lined up the way you want, and the way you want is not the way that your subconscious wants. Now you are in the seat, you are in control, right? And everything just flows in this magical way. Hard to explain on camera, but everything turns perfect. Anyway, I'm going off topic again. I apologize for that, but this is the end of the introduction to emotions. I think next week we should start talking about beliefs, because at the end of the day, beliefs are the creators of emotions. So it's going to be very exciting. I think we can start probably talking about the paradigm, how paradigm starts, and once we learn how to unblock that, it turns everything so much easier in life. And anyway, it's going to be exciting. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.